You ready to go here? Excellent, and we'll bring me in. Hi, how are you doing, everybody? Welcome. It's Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. Patreon.com/Hal Sparks. Great way to support the show on a consistent level. Also, Super Chat's always wondering. We have a goal running right now, and etc. Also, on the 12th, coming up a week from Saturday in Chicago, I will be doing a live WCPT event in Northbrook. If you're in that part of the world, that part of the thing. So, yeah, there you have it. And then, what else? Hody Bashes that night, and then, of course, Ultimate Jam Night on the 15th. You guys can come if you're in the LA area to that. It's crazy. Also, speaking of crazy, right now, current state of affairs. Let's see if I can make sure this is all caught up. It is indeed. The vote on to move ahead, not to vote on the bill itself, but to vote on voting on the, actually, not mistaken, there are two more steps. So there's a vote to move it forward, and then there's a vote to bypass committee, and then there's a vote. And so the reason this is stalled is because they don't have the votes for the actual bill itself, and they're trying to cajole those people into it. So even if they came in and these last four not votings came in and voted and put it over the line, got 218, if two of them jump over or whatever, or go past that, they still have to vote again, and then they have to vote on the actual bill. They don't have the votes on the actual bill, even if they have the procedural votes from a bunch of these folks, because some of them are in a big hurry to vote against it on the Republican side. So there you go. Hopefully that clears up some of the confusion. It's going to continue to be confusing because a lot of the problem has to do with the fact that these assholes have not read this thing, and they're the ones who were wagging a finger about ACA and all kinds of other stuff. Nobody's ever read this thing, even though I personally read the ACA. You guys know this. So when anybody says nobody read it, you just go, Hal Sparks probably read it. He probably took the time to read it. That's yeah. So that said, that's just kind of on a general pause right now. Also, well, here, I'll say this on the chat room. Give me 1 second. We will shrink this down. My son is playing gorilla tag really loud outside the door. If that's what you hear, there's not a marauder in the house. He hasn't lost control of his arms or legs. It's just part and parcel to the game. Yes, live from the Never Panic room. That's right. Chip Ahoy, Republican Chip Roy he's the one flipping out. We'll see him. Well, here you go. This is a good example of this thing. Let me, Theater Moon. Here we go. This will give you an example of what's kind of happening right now. Let me shrink this down so you guys can see it. Major problems with the big, beautiful bill. This is Chip Roy 11 hours ago when they brought it in. This was right after he was fresh out of committee talking to somebody at the Blase. I don't know what this fella's name, Puffy McChipmunk Face, whoever he is.
Chip Roy is with us from the great state of Texas. Chip is a congressman, and welcome to the program. How are you, Chip?
Yes, we call him
well,
Buffalo.
Glenn,
we call him Buffalo Chip Roy. Sorry.
Just continuing to work through and trying to deliver for the American people, but it's getting...
Look at the title of this. Chip Roy exposes how the Senate swampified the big, beautiful bill. Now, how do you vote for the swampified big, beautiful bill? How do you swampify it and then vote for it? I mean, not only does it raise the debt ceiling, not only does it add to the debt and the deficit, not only does it not make the cuts they insisted had to be there for them to raise the debt ceiling and the debt and the deficit, not only doesn't it do any of those things and turns its back on, a bunch of really vulnerable people in red states, many of whom voted for, the king of the maggots, right? And never mind how do you vote for it when it's got all those things in it? Much less when you've gone on the Blase and said that the Senate swampified it. So you're going to vote for the swampified bill, are you? All you maggots out there? All you freedom Caucasians?
Hard. I'm with you. I'm tired of this bill right now.
Yeah, you're living the dream, brother. You are just living. Who doesn't want your job? My gosh, what a glorious, glorious, fun-filled life you must live.
Glenn Beck, living proof that sarcasm is what idiots have instead of a sense of humor.
So
Yeah,
tell
there's
me.
no start.
Also, seriously, do you just live with one of the village people, or? Cause I gotta say, there's something really bizarre about this. Like, I wish I had childhood, Red Ryder BB gun room fake facade space that Glenn has built for himself. Whatever the shit this is.
God, there's no sarcasm at all in what you're just saying. None at all.
Tell me, has this thing gotten better or worse?
Unfortunately, Glenn, I believe it's gotten worse. Now,
Yeah, there you go. It's gotten worse. By the way, worse means it was bad already. Way to sell your own shit, dummy. That doesn't occur to them while they're talking about it? That for something to get worse, it has to have been bad to start with? Okay. Hey, look at that. We're already in agreement with Chip fucking Roy.
we've not seen the final product out of the Senate. We don't have the text. We've got to review it. I try to be level-headed.
By the way, it was worse.
I have enormously strong and
It was worse even than that. Gene, thank you. And Bridget, and thank you so much. Good Lord, Gene, that's so lovely. And Laura, thank you. And Deanne, you are a punctual bunch. I'm sorry if I was a little bit late getting things started, but I was trying to, I don't know why Instagram is still down, and I keep trying to kick through it, and it's annoying.
good friends in the administration who in good faith want to see this pass, just as you do, just as I do, just as the American people do. They want to see.
No, they don't. It's 25 points underwater. They don't want to see it pass. As a matter of fact, the ones that do want to see it pass only want to see it pass so that Donald Trump can claim victory, not because of what's in it. How fucked up is that? Maggots want this bill to pass because they don't want Trump to be a loser. Too late.
Us move forward legislation to make tax cuts permanent, to
Then just do that. Then just do that. Jesus.
deliver on the border funding that we need. You know, Stephen Miller's a longtime friend I've known for 25 years. Russ Vogt is a longtime friend I've known for 25 years. We've been working together in the trenches for as long as
Why would you admit to being longtime friends with Stephen Miller? I mean, I don't know, maybe maybe loans you his coffin to take a nap in at the White House.
I can remember. We all want to deliver. The problem is the swamp is going to swamp.
Yep, swamp's gonna swamp.
Right now we have a bill that, in my estimation, violates the House framework, but more importantly, would add significantly to the deficits. Now, we have differing views.
More than it did. More than it did, right?
Yeah, and yeah, keep hammering that. Yes, yeah. It was already going to add to the debt and the deficit. Now it's going to add more to the debt and the deficit. Exactly. And you can't grow your way out of it, dumb fuck. Hammer this. Because I got to tell you, them doing this segment, I'm all for it. Explain yourselves, fiscal conservative maggot Republicans. Jesus. Hold on one second. That's why. I was like, why is my button not working? Why is it doing the strange thing?
By quite a bit, in my view. And look, there's going to be a debate about this, about tax cuts and revenues and all this stuff. And I get it. Baselines, CBO, all these different things. I'm just telling you, Glenn, as objectively as I can. I look at the math, and I look at how you factor in economic growth, which I'm doing, factor in revenues and expenditures, and what we're doing on mandatory spending, which is not enough. The fact that we're only repealing half of the Green New scam, if we're lucky. The fact that we're continuing to allow medic.
Why? What do you mean why? Because it's the only jobs that have been added to red districts since you motherfuckers got in. That's why. If you repeal the entire Green New scam part of it, which is just, again, stuff from the rescue package and from the CHIPS Act, which Trump is building on what little successes he's had have been stacked on top of that stuff. If you remove them, Marjorie Taylor Greene's going to lose 3,000 jobs in her district. And it won't, she will be a net negative during her time in Congress. As soon as that happens. That's why. So everybody's like, we're repealing the Green New scam. And everything but the battery plant in my thing. Make sure you toss something my way.
to go to illegals because of some arcane Senate rules, the fact that we're continuing to allow Obamacare subsidies to fund transgender surgeries.
Yeah, because that'll make a dent in the fucking budget.
Fact that we are going to, in my estimation, have probably a couple of trillion of deficit spending in the first 4 years, which means you're going to have more interest, which means it's going to stack up, all to get savings in the out 5 years.
I thought Doge was going to ride in on this white horse and round up all these savings and drive off those fraudsters, right? I thought Doge was going to provide us with, plenty of cuts, like everywhere you look, right? Remember that was the talk. As soon when they were, there's so much fraud and abuse. Oh my God, we'll easily get to the 2 trillion. Well, we'll easily get to the 1 trillion. Well, we'll easily get to 500. Well, we got 140 billion, and it's really just stuff that was necessary. And now people are going to die unnecessarily. Yeah. Brokeback Mountain. Yeah, it is the 25th anniversary of Brokeback Mountain, isn't it? Something like that. Which, by the way, can I just say that when they were, I saw a Heath Ledger interview about Brokeback Mountain, and they said, isn't it brave what you're doing? And he said, I suppose so, but we're just doing in a movie what they do every week on Queer as Folk. And I was like, thank you, Heath Ledger. You're now my hero.
That's not what you and I signed up for. Now,
yeah, it is. You voted for Trump to do whatever the fuck he wants. Shut up. You didn't vote for a president. You voted for a leader and a monarch.
I'm looking at this trying to say, okay, the president wants the tax cuts, so do I. The president wants borders, so do I. I think the president wants us to repeal the entirety of the Green New Scam. I think the president wants us to get good reforms. Be careful, handle Medicaid.
Okay, by the way, this is part of the conversation that's going around. This is what our dear friend Philip Ittner, who we keep in our thoughts at all times because of the circumstance he is in. He's in Ukraine right now, and Trump is sort of insisting that he just continually try to get fucking everybody in Ukraine killed for no other reason than he I guess owes Putin a favor or vice versa, or hopes that he does.